When Roma signed Bosnian striker Edin Dzeko on loan from Manchester City in August, they knew they'd got themselves a very good deal. At Wolfsburg, he'd scored the goals that helped them win Germany's Bundesliga for the first time in the club's history. Dzeko then went to England, where he helped the blue half of Manchester claim their first ever Premier League title. And at international level, he's Bosnia and Herzegovina's top scorer of all time. It's no surprise then that Dzeko's move to the Italian capital has already been made permanent.
Everything is going well at the moment, so I can't complain. I hope that it will continue like this, both in my private life and with the team, so everything can hopefully just keep getting better and better for me.
It's great to have Edin Dzeko with us at Roma. It means a lot. Edin is the top goal scorer of all time for our country, Bosnia and Herzegovina. He scores almost every game, but his game is not just about that. He works hard on the pitch.
I've only been at Roma for a few months, but I'm really happy. It's very different to Manchester, especially the weather and the food. The Italian food is the best in the world, so I don't think it's been difficult to adapt.
By scoring against Lazio in his first Rome derby, Dzeko was well on his way to winning over the Giallorossi's passionate fans. But he still has a long way to go to reach the legendary status he's achieved in Bosnia.
Lots of people, especially children, want a picture or an autograph from me, which I could never have imagined maybe 10 years ago. The fans here, they used to look at overseas players for their heroes, but now there are more and more idols back here at home.
He's a really important public and respected figure and a great player, and the fans love him and they'll support him wherever he plays.
Now captain of the national team, Dzeko reached cult status for his part in helping Bosnia and Herzegovina qualify for the 2014 FIFA World Cup. Victory in their final qualifying game secured a first appearance at a major football competition.
I remember the people who celebrated for us in the centre of Sarajevo. 50,000 people. It's impossible to explain that feeling. You really do need just to experience it. And thank God that it happened and we qualified. You know, the first time will always be the hardest.
The prize was a first group game with Argentina at the legendary Maracanã in Rio.
Well, that is what we were dreaming of. All of us players who were there. And somehow it happened. Somehow we were up against a country like Argentina, who are one of the best in the world. It gave that first game more meaning, and even though we lost, people were proud of us. And we were definitely proud of ourselves too.
The Bosnians couldn't make it past the group stage after a second game defeat to Nigeria, but they did sign off with a win before they returned home.
It was a hard match to prepare for mentally. We were all upset after the game against Nigeria, and we knew after that second game that we were out of the competition. Even though it was the World Cup, such a big competition and the first time for us, somehow it was so hard to prepare for the third game. But we showed our character. We won 3-1, and that win will stay with us throughout our history.
Dzeko's nation have struggled to rediscover the form that took them to Brazil. A playoff defeat to the Republic of Ireland means they will not be going to Euro 2016.
I think the World Cup was our first major competition, and maybe we thought after that certain things might be easier, but in reality it was totally different. Maybe, in fact, it's even harder now, as there was a lot of pressure for us from newspapers, especially in Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Dzeko's priority now is club football until qualifying for Russia 2018 begins next year. But having experienced the international big time once, the captain of Bosnia and Herzegovina wants to give his fans more of the same.
It was amazing for people to see their national team play in the best competition in the world. And even with the results we had, they were proud of us. I think as players we were a little disappointed ourselves and perhaps didn't feel as happy. But I think when you look back on it, we feel proud. Just to make the World Cup was a very big step for Bosnia and Herzegovina.